1991, a telephone exchange in rural Ohio began billing calls to a number that had never been issued. Not a wrong number, not a clerical error, a number outside the entire allocation range assigned to that county, appearing in the switch logs, accumulating charges, and being paid. This is the file on Kesterly Exchange. The Kesterly building sat 4 miles outside town, on a road that served 11 farms and nothing else. It was a single story of brick, built in 1954, holding a step-by-step switching system that the phone company had been promising to replace for 2 decades. 2 technicians worked there, one during the day, one overnight, listening to the relays and the wind against the metal roof. The overnight man was the one who found it. Every month, the exchange produced a printout of billed calls by originating number. In March of 1991, he noticed a line item he did not recognize. A number beginning with a 3-digit prefix that had never been allocated to Ohio, let alone to that county. 14 calls, 91 minutes. He assumed a punch error and set it aside. In April, the same number appeared. 22 calls. In May, 31. The pattern climbed every month, and every month the charges were paid in full, on time, by check, drawn on an account at a bank in Columbus that closed its doors in 1978. The phone company sent an auditor in August. She spent 9 days at Kesterly with the switch logs and the physical line records. What she established is documented and has never been disputed. The calls were real. The switch had physically connected them. There was a pair of copper wires leaving the building, running northeast along a line of poles for 2.5 miles, terminating at a junction box mounted on a post at the corner of a soybean field. The junction box was original to the 1954 installation. It appeared on no map, it served no address, and it was live. 2 men were sent out with a truck. They photographed the box, opened it, and found a single pair of terminals, clean and free of corrosion, connected to nothing on the far side. No line continued. No cable ran into the ground. The wires simply ended, stripped and screwed down in an empty box on a post in a field. The technicians disconnected the pair and drove back. The calls continued. At this point, the file becomes difficult to summarize, because the phone company began keeping 2 sets of records, what the equipment reported and what the engineers believed possible. The 2 stopped agreeing. The switch logged calls of specific duration to specific destinations. Some were local. 19 of them were to a number in Bergen, Norway that belonged to a shipping office. The office confirmed receiving calls in that period from a caller who said nothing and did not hang up. The exchange was taken out of service in November 1991, 8 months into the anomaly, and its functions transferred to a modern facility in the county seat. The billing stopped the same week. The building was sold, gutted, and used as storage for farm equipment. The junction box remained on its post for another 11 years, until the road was widened and the pole line was removed. Nobody has ever explained where the number came from. There is one more entry in the file. In 2016, 25 years after Kesterly closed, the same number was released back into the general pool by the North American Numbering Plan Administration and reassigned to a woman opening a small bakery in Toledo. She used it for 4 months without incident. Her first bill listed 11 calls she did not make. 2 of them were to Bergen. She changed the number and the file was closed with no further action, no findings, and no explanation on record.